Hi, Peter Charles here, folks, fly fishing. And today let's talk about a problem I think all of us face at one time or another. I face it a lot. It's one of my bête noirs of fly fishing. And that is getting out of the groove, getting out of the zone, and everything falls apart. Your distance is gone, your accuracy is gone, all these problems. Now, I've told this story multiple times, I'll say it again. Going back, I don't know, 2005, 2006, somewhere around there, I was having rotator cuff tendonitis problems, specifically in the right shoulder. I had a little bit in the left, but mostly in the right. And when I would cast on my left side, I would go, cross body or cack-handed, some people call it. And that was killing my shoulder. So I decided, it's about time I learned to cast left hand up. Now, if I'd been smart, I wouldn't have done this, but, I was too busy fishing and not enough, paying attention to what I was doing in terms of teaching myself. And I had a delta long line on the end of it with overhang. So I've got somewhere about 68, 69 feet of line outside of the guides that I'm trying to pick up and cast on my left side for the very first time. Not very bright, okay? I should have pulled a little head in. Anyway, I'm doing snake rolls. They were disasters. I just got a big pile of line in front of me. It was awful. Nothing was working. So I thought, I got to keep fishing. I'll go back to crossbody and I'll ice my shoulder when I get home. And I sent this laser beam screaming across the river. Everything rolled out nice and tight, comes up hard on the reel, shot about 10 or 15 foot of running line. And I realized I'm still left hand up. What had happened is I'd stopped thinking about casting with the left hand, and I just let it go. And away went that snake roll right across the river. I could cast with my left hand if I stopped thinking about casting with my left hand. I just listened to an interesting interview between two singers, because singing is like fly casting. It's both a mental activity and a physical activity. So you're going to have both working for you. And the one singer talked about a flow state, which is when you're in a flow state of mind, you're focused. You're paying attention to what you're doing. You're engaged, and time seems to just flow away without you paying any attention to it. You can be at it for an hour, 2 hours, and it seems like 10 minutes. But if you don't have enough of a challenge, you get bored, and then your focus is all over the place. If you have too much of a challenge, then you get frustrated and things fall apart. And that's common when people go for distance. They want to get an extra 5 or 10 feet to reach a fish, and they start trying, they start thinking, and it doesn't work. So that's very, very typical. The other singer talked about the fact that, she cannot think about the lyrics when she's on stage. If she thinks about the lyrics, she forgets them. So the trick for her is to distract herself so she doesn't think about the lyrics. If that comes into her mind, and that's the twittering monkey, you've got to shut up that active brain. It just wants to keep going. She starts thinking about what comes next, she'll forget it. So what she has to do is look at the audience, look at some detail in the venue to not think about the lyrics, and then they just come out. That is same as, both those things are so true for our casting. When we stop thinking about our casting, we cast well. The minute we start thinking about our casting, it goes to pot. The same is true of our accuracy. So if we want to be accurate, don't think about it, just cast to that spot. The minute you start thinking about it, it goes to, you will not be able to hit that spot to save your life. So I think those two concepts of shutting up the twittering monkey, that active part of the brain that's going all the time, and try to stay in that zone. And if you have to go further, just pull off the running line and just cast. Don't think about it. The minute you start thinking about going extra distance, that's when you won't go extra far. That's when you won't even go as far as you've been casting up to that point. So those are things I want to talk about in this video. It is a controllable thing. And if you find that you cannot relax, if you cannot get back into the zone, go sit in the bank for 5 minutes. Take a break. Take a swig of coffee or a little swig of scotch or whatever you have with you. Relax. Let those muscles loosen up, go back on the water, and don't think about what you're doing. So give that a try if you ever get into those situations. Cheers.